talk about Lords of Hellas. So, in Lords of Hellas, this version plays 1 to 4 players. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the game. I'm not going to talk about how any of this shit works yet. We're going to go through that, like I said, as we play the game. But I just want to talk about it. So, right now, we just got the core box. There's a couple other expansions, and apparently all the expansions come out in April. This just came out not too long ago. We were able to get a copy at Miniature Market, and here it is. And it's beautiful. It's more than I expected. We have these, as we decided, they were referred to as maxatures, because they are not mini. They're not miniatures. They're maxatures. So the base game comes with Athenas, Hermes, and Zeus. These are the gods. These are their monuments. What's really cool about these monuments is they come apart in multiple pieces. So here's an arm. There's a head in here. Oh, the base. The legs. I don't think we've ever taken Athena completely apart. Oh, you know why? But there's 5 different levels to these miniatures. The base plus 5 things going up. And each of them do that. And this...
She does not like it.
Her arm doesn't want to go in place, and the things rested on her Spartan helmet. But the detail of these is incredible. Highly detailed. Hermes, on the other hand, he just falls apart. So we got the head.
Oh, we put him together a few times, though.
He's the only person we've actually been able to finish in the game. Mm-hmm. And then we have Zeus. So the game doesn't focus around this, really. There's 4 different objectives. So there is kind of a control-based objective. Then there is building a monument and having control of it for after it's been fully erected, giggity, for 3 turns. There are these temples, and you can control 5 territories with temples. What's the last way to win? Oh, well, there's also some more miniatures for monsters, and you can win by defeating 3 monsters. So as the game comes out, like I was saying, there's these 3 monsters. Now, there is a solo campaign mode. The campaign, tonight we're going to play the 2-player, which is not the campaign. So we're on this regular side of the board. But if you're going to play the campaign, the board is double-sided, as you can see here. This side, it has indications for our population attitude. You have tracks that tell you which direction the monsters move. And, the game, instead you're playing with 3 different colors, everybody but red. And your characters mean different things based on the different colors that you're playing with. But the gameplay is still relatively similar. And it looks like, and I was trying to look into this, the game comes with 2 acts.
That's wrong.
I know, I'm talking about the campaign. The campaign comes with 2 acts and a prologue, so say 3, but I think the prologue's just for learning. I have a feeling that they're going to come out with more, or that the expansions will include more acts and further deeper into the story. And I don't know if each act is a single playthrough or you play through multiple times on each act for the different acts. I have also heard that it is extremely difficult, which kind of is a little disappointing. One of my biggest complaints with Dragonfire was that they set it up kind of with this campaign, but it was so impossible to beat a single mission. You never really got to enjoy the campaign.
Yeah, but that was the entire game, though. Their campaign is solo, so it's different.
I think so. I think it's going to be... Everybody says it's amazing. And there's scripts, so different things happen every time. You read from this little script book here. It's really exciting, and I actually think I'm going to do kind of an odd night stream of it, just the solo game. Mm-hmm. I want to play it myself, so maybe this Thursday, maybe Friday. No, we're going to be playing board games on Friday. Maybe this Thursday. We'll figure it out. But I'm definitely going to try to get a solo version of this to the table. So, now that Ruguru's happy, let's move on to the actual game. So, like I said, I'm not going to go through details on all of the rules. I'm going to first start by just showing you how to set it up. Thanks for the follow! It didn't play the music, though.
Is it the volume up loud enough? Because I turned it down. So hold up.
Maybe.
I'm gonna disappear for a second.
Anyways, so we have our 5 different characters. So the first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna take the Athena artifact and you're gonna put it on Athena, the Hermes artifact and put it on Hermes, and the Zeus artifact and put it on Zeus. And then take the miniature, the Maxiture off the base and place just the base on each of the regions. So then Hermes goes on Hermes, and Athena's base goes on Athena. Alright, step 1 complete. Step 2, we need to, let's look at, I'm going to go through, I'm going to keep my book, the rule book here, because there are 8 steps. I don't remember all of them off in order. So we place the board, we set the monuments up, the artifacts are underneath them. They can be gained when we gain control of the land. Then we have to shuffle the event decks. So there is a deck of events. We are going to shuffle them.
That's creepy.
What's creepy?
I went over to look at the camera and Sophie was standing like right back there just staring at the camera. She's just standing there staring.
We're going to shuffle the blessings,
Yes.
the monster cards, the combat cards, and the artifacts. So blessings go in this corner, monsters go next to it, events go here. There has been some ambiguity on what you actually do with discards. Some people discard them. I think the official rules that I found from Awakened Realms is if it doesn't have a discard slot, you shuffle it back into the deck.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, because there is an actual discard slot for combat cards. They ate around all day. Fevers are terrible.
Yeah, our youngest one's been sick too, so.
And let's face it,
That's
us
fine.
men take being sick like babies.
Well, his child was sick, not him.
Oh,
So he was just laying around with his kid.
Gotcha.
That's what I did with Aubrey today. These need to be shuffled.
yes. Alright, so now that we have that set up, we have our artifacts. Now there are multiple artifacts. Like I said, I placed the god artifacts under the god temples. There are also monster artifacts, so you have to make sure that you remove the cards. So this is an artifact card. It doesn't say anything on top. The Medusa, or the monsters ones, have the name of the monster on top. Set those to the side. You gain those for defeating monsters, that type of monster, and it's yours. So the first person to defeat that monster will gain that card. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our blessing deck. Now, because this is, we already shuffled this, yes, but because this is just we just have these 3, there is a 4th spot down here for expansions. So the blessing deck contains the colored cards for each of those gods. So each god is going to come with its own blessing deck. So when you're preparing your blessing deck, you're building a deck of just the blessing cards that goes for the gods that you're playing with. In this instance, we have 3. It looks like there can be 4. There are colored regions that seem to be important to the different gods. They match their colors. I don't know how this is going to work yet with the expansions, but you bet your ass I'm going to buy all of them. Because I do like this game. Alright, so we got our blessing deck ready. Now we need to you have to get together all your other components. So what we have to get these are our quest tokens. They go on our land to indicate where we can start our quest. We have glory tokens, and we can get these glory tokens by completing quest or defeating monsters. You'll gain the color based on where you defeat the monster or complete the quest. We have monster damage, so as we're fighting monsters, we'll be able to put damage on them. Let me give these to you because you're in charge of monster region over there.
Let me get a little cup for them. I feel like this is the perfect time for our little cups.
What's next? What else am I missing? Oh, and then there's these, they call them trays. So we have, each player will get what they call a helper tray, and it talks about what rewards you get when you pray at the different monuments based on what level the monuments are currently built at. They all start at level 1, So as we build on the other 4 pieces, they become stronger and you gain better things for preying at those regions. Everybody gets 1.
Yeah.
Just hold mine for a second.
Okay.
Put the rest in there.
It is rather difficult to defeat a monster. You have to have the right cards.
And it depends on the monster. It does depend on the cards. What I learned yesterday is not to go trying to hunt for monsters if you don't have the cards for it.
Just wait.
This Persian invasion tray is part of the campaign, so you can just throw it out. But just know there's cool shit in there for the campaign. Now we have our monster trays. So this indicates the different health or the different damage, and the picture next to them shows what type of damage you need to attack them with. And you can get rewards, you can get priests, you can get artifacts. We'll get into those more as we play through. And we'll actually see a couple on the board when we do our setup here. So now the last thing we do for this, the game comes with a handful of temples. Temples all have these tracks. In a 2 and 3 player games, we only place a temple on 1 through 6. 7 and 8 are only used in a 4 player game. Found that out today reading. We played that wrong. Then on the bottom there's also the Oracle Delphi. And the Oracle Delphi gives you a different reward when you build her. And she exists right here in focus. I'm going to butcher every single name of this. You guys know me. You know what this is going to be like.
It's not new.
And it comes with a handful of them. The red spots are draft phases. That's where we get to draw blessing cards. And they're also in different locations. So take these, shuffle them, and choose a single card.
Okay, I'll let you do it. You already did it.
And now we stack on there, stack 1 through 6 in the Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Then just set these aside with the rest of the deck. And now the last thing for board setup is we have to start with a couple different events. So the way this works is we're going to draw 7. We're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we now have a deck of 7, and we're going to flip it. So the first one, it's green. Green are quests. Quests you can kind of see because my head's in the way. There's a quest here. It has this little 1, 2, 3. There are 3 quests here. So we're going to place this on our first quest, and we're going to flip this again. Now we have another one, and we have to make sure it's not the same name. So this first one was capture the creatine bull. This one is aid to Atlas. Let's place that on the second one. Now we have our first monster. We're just going to set him to the side for a minute. Now we have a second monster. We're going to set it to the side. We have our third monster, the Cyclops, and they're all 3 different. That's important. Now we have our fourth monster, the Hydra.
Do we get 4 monsters?
We are going to have 4 monsters. And then we have Cattle of Grayon. And that's going to go in our third and final event spot. Now, however, if we were doing this and we drew more than 3 quests, those count toward your 7 cards. But monsters don't. So if we were going through the deck and we were drawing, and say we drew 5 events and 2 monsters, both of the monsters happen to be Hydra. We can only take 1 Hydra. So we take the Hydra, we take the other one, put it back in the events, and draw a new one for Hydra. Mm-hmm. But if we draw events that we've already placed, or we already have 3, we don't do anything. We keep them going. This is a little bit crazy. We've never had more than 2 monsters on the board at one time. So now she pulled out the monsters. So I gotta pick the 3 people. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna hold on.
Those cards get shuffled back in, I found out.
I know. Okay. Oh.
So we need the Chimera, which is, no, this is Sphinx. Chimera is the 3-headed dog.
He goes to Arcadia.
Arcadia. So on each card, hold on, let me show this because it's important to set up.
Sure. So, which one did you pull out? Chimera. That one, because you pulled that one.
Alright, I'm coming in close. So this is what a card looks like. It has up here a picture of the map and it'll say the location. It says Arcadia. So we get our miniature for him, badass, and we place him in that region, Arcadia, which happens to be here. So he starts in this location.
Okay, go with my drink.
Now, I'm gonna grab one of. Wow.
Oh my god, calm down. My drink doesn't fit up on the counter anymore.
So, just like the monsters, we have our events. And our event shows where it goes. It goes in Crete, where there's a giant maze underneath. So we find the quest token that matches it, and we place it on the board in the town.
Yeah.
And you do that for all your monsters and all of your quests. Is everybody following so far? I know it means absolutely nothing yet because we haven't even started playing, but taking notes. Alright, so AIDS goes in Mesolania. And the last one is Cattle of Grayon, which goes in Bermuda. No. Biotoa.
Good news. The Minotaur goes there too.
The Minotaur. So we have the Minotaur. Now, notice these are darker. I tried to do a dark wash on them. I don't think it turned out terrible, but it wasn't great. I need to get actual dark wash. And he goes here in Biotoa.
And then Cyclops goes to Arcania.
Which one is Cyclops? This one?
Yes. One eye mech.
Where?
Arcania.
Which is where?
Orange. Or
Yellow.
baby poop.
Yeah, that is poopy yellow.
And Hydra goes up there in the far corner.
What's Hydra look like? The multi-heads? Yes.
Yeah, the big old snake.
Hydra! Up here in this corner in Chakakadiki.
Standees on the left side. These, yeah, the temples are standees.
Yes. So if you don't want standees,
Bye, Molten Meeple.
see ya. If you don't want standees, they sell a terrain expansion, which includes temple miniatures, and it includes miniatures that you would place for your cities when you fortify a city. And we'll get into that more later. So let's reshuffle this deck, please. And the rest of these monsters, they just set them aside in case they come up later.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think any expansion that will upgrade the pieces like the standees is kind of important because the standees themselves look kind of tacky next to the miniatures. Boom! I said it. Here you go. Been shuffled.
It sounds like they kind of got this out earlier than the rest of everything else.
These can be put away too.
So the base game. This is just the base game, the core game. The terrain expansion and then all of the other expansions add either players, monsters, either more players. Once you have all the expansions, I think the game will play up to 6 players. You'll have more monsters and more minis, and you'll have more gods that have their 5 levels.
I was actually able to get them on without it tearing up any of the board, but it was a tight fit.
That's what she said. That's what he said. Alright, so now we get to set up... Yes! It's back. So now we get to do our character selection. So, we're gonna roll the die to see who becomes the first player. So do you want to be arrows?
Flames.
Or flames?
Flames.
So this dice, which is for monster movement, has some flames and some arrows, and then this one has an arrow and a flame, and this is a negative. If it's either the negative or the arrow and the flame, we're going to ignore it. We're just going to roll until she gets flames or I get an arrow. Keep rolling. Okay, so I get to be the first player. So we have 4 heroes. So I think the other expansions are going to also include multiple heroes. Each of the heroes are asymmetrical. So all of these heroes have slightly different abilities. For instance, Achilles has the ability, he adds his speed or strength, whichever is the lowest, to your army strength in the region when you're there. He also gets a starting bonus speed of 2. Perseus, when using the prepare special action in any region on a map, he can't start a quest this way. Wait. It says, after using a prepare special action, place Perseus in any region on the map. So you can use him to move all over the board. Mm-hmm. He also gets to take a glory token of the same color region as the starting region. That's crazy baller OP.
That's OP.
So glory tokens allow you to use another action called usurp that lets you basically conquer a region without doing anything. Helen, enemy player hoplites. I don't know how to pronounce this. Somebody figure out how to pronounce this and give me the phonetic spelling. Hoplites. Hoplites. Enemy hoplites cannot enter a region with Helen in it unless the player's hero is also in that region. The starting bonus is draw 3 neutral artifacts and start the game with one of them. Shuffle the others back in. Penis.
Not close.
Yes. And then Hercules is, at the beginning of your turn, you can remove 1 glory token and draw 2 neutral artifacts and shuffle 1, put them back in. And he gets a starting strength of 2. I really want Perseus, but I'm going to let you take Perseus.
I don't want Perseus.
You don't want Perseus?
Mm-mm.
Fine, I'm going to take Perseus.
I want Helen.
All right.
I worked with her yesterday, so we're friends.
Take the other 2 people and put them back. Now, this is a kind of cool concept. We all have a player board. These are identical. The tops are different. The bottoms are the same. The only difference is the color. So Beth is red, like usual, and I am green. Go green. Then you take your hero and you just clamp it together, like that.
We can line it up.
Line it up.
Line that shit up?
And voila. Then we're going to take your... We have a whole bunch of crap, but you have these little chevron looking things. They have ones on the back. So place them with the one side down, and everybody gets to start on 1. These are your attribute tracks. As you play through the game, you can pray at the different gods, the different god monuments, and depending on which one you pray at, depends or influences which of these attributes you increase. So it makes perfect sense when you're playing this that Athena is leadership, Zeus is strength, and Hermes is speed. Because they're all the gods of that particular thing. Now, as we're playing the game, we get to take actions. And we have a card that has the 4 actions that we can normally take. We can move our hoplites, we can move our hero, we can pray, and we can use artifacts. We played this rule wrong a lot. We played that we did one regular action and 1 special action. That's not the case. You can do all of the regular actions and 1 of the special actions. And you have to do at least 1 of each.
Which is confusing because it doesn't say that specifically.
It does when you read it properly.
Well, yeah, but then you have to go into like every little step, and then you have to go back into one section, and then go back into another section, and then you have to flip forward to page 32, and there's the answer.
The rule book could use some work. It's a lot of, I get it, it's a lot of information that they're trying to get out there. It's just, there's not a lot of clarification.
They could put it right here.
And it does say it if you read it, once you know it. It says, you may perform following regular actions in any order.
That to me doesn't say.
It doesn't, you're right, and that's why we played it wrong. But you can do those 4 actions in any order. So it's move your hoplites, and they're limited based on your leadership. So whatever level your leadership is, how many hoplites you can move when you take that action. You have your hero movement, so you can move your hero around. Oh, we forgot to give us our hero. So Beth is Helen. You clip It comes with the little blue things, or the little rings, the colored rings. So clip. So this is her hero. It's a little miniature, which is different from her hoplites. Her hoplites are these little guys. Then there's also priests, which are these little guys with round bases instead of squares, and they can stand inside these little towers.
And little tokens.
And then we also have our little control tokens. So as we're taking over the control of the territories, we're placing them over the number. You don't have to place it over the number, but they recommend you do it for your first couple of games. I recommend you do it for all of your games because it makes a lot of sense. Because once this territory has been controlled, this number on here no longer matters. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So, leadership is the movement, the amount of hoplites you can move. Speed is the number of spaces your hero can move. And strength is how many combat cards you get to draw when you go on a hunt. And a hunt is when you go after these guys, the monsters.
4.
With a maximum of 4 what?
You can have a maximum of 4 combat cards.
Oh, yeah.
Unless cards say otherwise.
That actually is not in the book anywhere.
It is not, but it is in the cards.
We found a card that says that you can have 6 instead of your maximum of 4 combat cards. But nowhere in the rule book did we ever find that it says that you have a maximum of 4 combat cards. Same thing.
Which to me, I would have had a stack of like 12 combat cards.
I'm pretty sure there's no maximum on the artifact cards, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, because you had like 20 artifacts last night.
Right. Alright, so let me take my stuff off the board. Oh, one final thing while we're looking at this. As we're taking these special actions, we're going to have each of us. Oh, you already have your 6. Did you take them from me?
I left them in my bag last night.
Gotcha.
I'll just leave them in my bag again. Unless you need them for solo, then I won't.
You do.
Okay, then I'll just give them back to you tonight.
The numbers on the back are how it does the random generated scripts for the solo campaign. So while we're doing this, there are technically 7 different actions here. Prepare, hunt, usurp, build temple, recruit, march, and then build a monument. When you take any of these other 6, prepare, hunt, usurp, build temple, recruit, or march, you'll place one of these used action tokens over the top of them. Meaning that you cannot take it again until somebody, it doesn't have to be you, somebody takes the build monument. When think of the build monument action as like ending a round. When somebody takes that action, it basically ends the round for everybody, and we get to take all of our tokens off, and now those actions will be available for us again. Then we'll add a little character on top of here. And we move the monsters around the board, and we draw an event card that may or may not do anything based on if there can be more monsters. We'll get to that when we get there. But that's a cool concept. Now, in a 2-player game, and this is hard for us to remember, we always forget it, when you take the build monument action, before you do the build monument, you get to take one of your actions that you've already used. So if you have it like that, I can only take an action that has a red X on it again as part of the build monument. And that actually, it really changes the strategy. I don't know what else to say.
Even Google doesn't know.
Right. I have fought to find answers for this because you can't Google any of these answers. I had to read through their FAQs, the rule book twice, and I've spent a lot of time on Board Game Geek's forum trying to find the answers to it. But I think we're ready to start. I think I may have gone into a little bit too much details, but I didn't tell what everything does yet. Just what everything is. Let me stand up all my little characters. I also really like that all of these little round discs, you probably can't see them from that far away, they all have their own little special icons on top of it. Mine has wings.
Mine's a lion face.
Okay, so I'm first, right? Mm-hmm. So, to start the game, the first thing I do, I need to find my character. This guy. Move these out of the way. Clip my little green. Now, I get to place my guy in 2 hoplites anywhere on the board. anywhere. You could place them somewhere that has a 5. You could place them somewhere that has a 2. You could place them on a spot with a monster. You could place them on a spot with a quest. But you can place them anywhere. And for me, with my character, wherever I choose to place him, I'm going to get that glory token.
Mm-hmm.
So, before I place this, I'm going to let me talk about winning conditions. There are 4 ways to win, 3 ways in a 2-player game. The 4 different ways that you can win is the first is you can control 2 regions. A region is the color. No,
a
it's
region
the back
is one.
A region is a space, is a land.
Yes.
The land is a color. You can if you completely control, which is having your little green tokens or whatever color you are, all of 2 colors. So all of these, all of those. Now in a 3-player game, or in a 2-player game, you have to control any 3 territories, 3 regions. In a 3-player game, it's still 2, but it can't be blue. Blue is removed from a 2-player game, or a 3-player game. In solo, I don't think it matters. So that's the one way. We call that the territory control. They have a specific name for it. I actually probably need to keep this rule book unburied. They call it the Warlord of Hellas. The second one is to slay 3 monsters. Enough said there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Much harder sometimes than said than done. The other one is Favor of the Gods. That is on here, on each of these, they're on different lands. There's little symbols, like this is a symbol, this is a symbol. The Oracle Delphi counts too. These are temple symbols, meaning that when you have control of that, you can take the build temple action and build a temple. If you control 5 territories, 5 lands that have, I think I'm saying that wrong. Land is as the everything, a region. Okay, I was saying it right. So if you control a region, if you control 5 regions that contain a built temple, then you win. As the, what was it? The Spiritor of? A very big rule book.
It is.
Favored of the Gods. Or the 4th and final one is the King of the Kings, and that is to build a monument all the way up, all 4. Then that kicks off this monument activation. This is a countdown timer. At the end of the countdown timer, whoever controls that region immediately wins. If nobody controls that region for whatever reason, then it's the first person to take control of this land after the countdown timer has been completed. We probably will never see that, because I don't think we're ever going to play with. We might. I want to play this with more people. Just people who don't take their time. This is a very thought-provoking game. There is a lot of strategy. There's a lot of things that you can do. So sometimes you get stuck kind of sitting there thinking, and you have to plan ahead. It's a bit of a strategic plan, a couple of moves ahead. However, that might be different now that we've found out you can take all of these actions. So now that we know what the rules are, and we know that I'm going to take, well, I don't know if I'm going to take green. I am actually going to start. Oh, let me look up here. So on these quests, they have little symbols that tell you what you have to start them. And then they have if you have higher symbols, you might be able to start further down the quest. But the symbols, once you start, don't matter. Again, we'll get to that later. I'm actually going to start.
You weren't thinking ahead.
I'm going to start here in Karnalith. And I'll place my 2 guys. Now, the number on here indicates how many Hoplites you have to have in that region to take control of it. And as soon as you have that number of Hoplites, your character does not count. But your main character. Once you have that many Hoplites, you immediately take control. So I put 2 guys in here, so now I can control it. So I control now my 2 hoplites are there, and now it is Beth's turn to choose where she wants to go.
I want to start down here. And great.
Hoplite. I mean, it must be something based off of Greek history, like what they called them. It's probably a Greek word, to be honest. So, now I get to go. So I have 4 actions to choose from. I can move a hoplite, I can move a hero, I can pray, and I can use artifacts. Wait, we forgot one thing. We both get to draw a single combat card. Now I can look at what my combat card is, and they'll see if I want to try to fight any monsters with it yet. I don't, because this one card is not going to help me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I control this region. I'm going to, I don't know what I want to do. I guess I'll move a hoplite here. So you can only move, when you move a hoplite, you can only move him into an adjacent region once. It does not count to move, for the hoplite movement, each of your hoplites can only move one time, and I can only move the number of hoplites that my leadership is at. Right now my leadership is at 1, so I can only move 1 hoplite. Now I can move my hero if I want to, and I guess so. I guess I'll move my hero here. And that's all I'm going to do, because I can't pray and I don't have any artifacts yet. So for my special action, I can do prepare, hunt, usurp, build temple, recruit, or march. I'm going to build a temple. So I put my X over that, and then I draw a temple from over here and I place it on a region. I have to control that region for to be able to build a temple there. When you build a temple, you get to gain a priest. And there's they call it the priest pool. There's 4 little spots on your player board. You place him on that spot. So now I can pray on my next turn, meaning I can put my guy on one of these temples and increase one of my attributes. Your turn.
Okay, I'm moving my hero. There's little lines right here so I can move. Moving a hoplite with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Is he supposed to be fortified? Oh, that's a
He's
temple.
not fortified, he's just standing. And then I'm gonna also build a temple. Where'd they go? And because I had the second draft, we get to draft the blessings.
Take your priest, though.
Oh yeah, get my priest.
You have a priest in your mixture of guys.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now she hit a draft. So for draft, which you get for building temples, you draw 1 plus the number of players, and you hand the cards to the player who triggered the draft. So she gets to choose first. Of the 3, I'll get to choose of the 2 remaining, and then the other one's going to get shuffled back into the blessing deck. That's 3. What did you take?
Add 1 priest to your priest pool.
Oh.
When taking this blessing, after using the build temple special action, immediately use an additional special action.
Ooh.
So this gives me, it's a 2 for 1.
And these are persistent abilities. They're kind of always active, and passive abilities. They're always active. Some of them are reactive abilities that can be triggered in events. Like this one says, when you are defending in battle, your enemy can play only 1 combat card. Whenever your opponent has more hoplites than you in battle, kill 1 hoplite from his or her army before it begins. I'm actually going to take the battling one, the restrictive, so that way you can only play 1 combat card. So then this last one gets shuffled back into the deck. All right. So now it's my turn. So I'm going to, I can do these all in whatever order. I'm going to pray first. So that way I'm going to pray at Athena. So each of these statues only have 2 spots that guys can go. So you can see there's a guy in here right now. And there's only 1 other spot for another guy. Once that's used up, nobody else can pray at Athena until somebody takes the build movement and clears off the board. So I took that, so I get to increase my leadership by 1. So I'm at 2 leadership now. So now when I do the hoplite movement, I can actually move 2 of my hoplites around the board. But I don't want to move them yet. Actually, I do. I do want to move them, and I'm going to move. So some of these spots have this little square that says +1 defense. This is called fortifying, and it counts as a movement in or out. So they cost me 1 movement to get in there. Now I'm going to use my movement action to move into the fortified spot. And that's important for special actions, which I'm going to do in a second. I'm actually going to leave my hero here. So I'm done with my regular actions. So now I'm going to move into my special actions. I can't use build temple because I already did that. What I'm going to do instead is do a recruit. Now, because I just fortified this city, now when you take the recruit action, you get to generate 2 hoplites in every fortified city. You do have a limit of 15 hoplites in your deck or in your hand. So you can only have 15 guys on the board, and if you get to a point where you can have more than you can do, then you'll just place 2 or whatever. You'll just kind of pick where the 2 will go. But I only have 1 fortified city, so my 2 guys go here, which gives me a strength of 3 in this region. So I get control over Argolos. I should have moved my hero. It's okay. It's okay.
Now, if you want to.
Are you gonna pretend that I didn't do that? I'm gonna move him back to where he was.
No, you still have the hero movement.
But I took the bottom action.
Oh, it's fine. Shit happens. So now it is my turn.
Yes. Cheater. Where's my sound effects? I fixed it. It's cheater. You had it right. Oh no, it's in the front. Exclamation point, cheater.
Yeah, he's got the exclamation point at the end. I'm gonna pray.
Cheating!
I'm gonna pray to Zeus. Can you put me on Zeus?
She's praying to Zeus. She wants strength.
So my strength goes up 1. I'm gonna move a hoplite back. Because fuck that, I don't want to be near you.
Where'd my giggity button go?
Oh, it died.
Did you take my stuff off of here?
How would I take it off?
Because
here?
you don't like... Found it. Giggity.
I don't know how to do that. My hero's gonna stay there. Now I'm gonna take a prepare action. So
the prepare action lets you choose any 2 of these things. You can heal 1 injury, you can draw a combat card, or you can recruit 1 hoplite in a region that your hero is at, with the stipulation of your hero can't be in a region with with enemy hoplites.
Right.
Because the hoplite, your hero is not affected by other enemy hoplites. It's only hoplite to hoplites that cause battles. So your hero can just move around the board without causing any problems. Same with the monsters. They don't really do anything until later in the game.
Thank you.
Whenever they have a monster attack action. Wait, did you do 2? Oh yeah, and of those 3, you can choose, it says to choose any 2, you can choose the same one twice. So she used it to generate 2...
Yes, so I moved a hoplite here, and then I did the prepare action and took 2 hoplites where I am now, which gave me that region.
And when you do that, you can... Oh, did you have control of that region yet?
No.
Oh, okay. If you control the region already, when you do that recruit, you can recruit them directly into a fortified without wasting a movement. But you have to control the region already. Citizen soldiers of the ancient Greek cities. Rugru found it!
Armed with spears and shields.
Will you let the dogs out? Is it my turn to go? Yes. Will you let the dogs out real fast?
Sure, but I may or may not be in the kitchen with a thing of whipped cream and stuff.
Fatty. You can see your underwear line.
Woo!
Alright, so now it's my turn. So I'm going to use my hero movement to move into this region. Then I'm going to use my hoplite movement, and I can move 2 now because my leadership is 2. So my hoplite, I'm going to move 2 guys from here over into this region, which only required 2 hoplites, so I gain control of this region. And I can't pray, and I don't have artifacts. So my lower my special action, I'm going to use the usurp. So in the usurp, I can't because I'm in gray. I'm not in green, I'm in blue. Wait, where did I start? I started here, right? I should have a blue one. I'm not cheating. I took the wrong color at the beginning of the game. So, hoplite. Always think of a glowing frog. Perfect. So now I'm going to use this usurp action. The usurp action says that you can gain control of a territory and recruit one guy, and that one guy can also be recruited directly into fortification. So the importance of fortification comes in when we battle, because a fortified city counts as 2 defense or offense, 2 combat points, and then as opposed to a regular hoplite only counts as 1 combat point. Your gods don't count for anything unless you are the god of war, what's his name, Ares. He does add points to the battle, but he doesn't really fight himself. He just inspires everybody to fight better. If you do have to battle, if you enter the same space as a hoplite. If your hoplites enter a space of an enemy hoplite, or vice versa, but it's hoplite to hoplite, I could move my guy into her region and it means nothing. But what's cool is you can use this usurp action to take control of that territory without having to fight for it. Because that's how you regain territories, really, is by having battles to take control, and it kills off some of their army. But the usurp action lets you just take control of that region for free, without any battle. So if I did this to her and she had these the 2 hoplites here, they would get pushed into another region that she controls, or if she doesn't control anything, another region that I don't control. And then I get control of it, and there was no battle. Which I might do that turn my next thing. Hey, it's your turn.
Oh, I gotta get the dog.
I can hear her mouth full of whipped cream. Just, hold on, I gotta get the dog. Right, Beth doesn't battle unless she has to. Though we played a game last night, we had 1 battle. She had to do it or else I was going to capture the 3 lands. So she fought me and I won. But I learned a little bit about battling. So this battle card does not do any damage to me. But say for example, this battle card has these 2 red symbols. If I play this, that means I lose 2 of my guys. And if you don't have enough guys on the board whenever the battle's over, then you don't win. Even if you won the battle, you don't gain control of the territory. So because we were playing last night, we just kind of played all of our cards, and we're like, I don't understand the point of this. This seems wrong. And then we got to the end, and it talked about losing the resources, losing your what do they call it? It's sacrifices.
I don't know what you're talking about. So what did you do?
I moved my character here, and then I took the usurp action, which let me gain control of this and recruit 1 guy. And since I controlled it, he could go directly into fortified spot. Gotcha. And now it's your turn.
Okay. My hoplite is going to move here. Fortify that. My hero is going to go here. I can't reach there. There's little shipping lines.
Well, if you put the blanket away, then you could stand up a little whenever we're
My
playing.
legs are cold because I let the dogs out. And I stood there.
What was your excuse before you let the dogs out?
My legs were cold?
Exactly.
My legs are always cold. My feet
Alright, so you moved your character there. What are you going to do now?
I don't really know.
Oh, I can't go down there and usurp her like I said I was going to because I don't have that glory token. You can only use the usurp action if you have a glory token, and you can only use the usurp action in the region, in the land that matches the color of your glory token. So I can only do that in blue. But I can't get rid of that if I wanted to. She's recruiting. You get to recruit everywhere you have a city.
That's the only
Oh,
place.
that's right. That's not a city.
It's not a city. And it looks here. I'll just put them here.
Oh, that reminds me. I have control of this region. So because I control this region, I get the Athena artifact. Oh.
You just killed the monster without killing him.
The Owl of Athena. Draw 2 combat cards and keep 1. Now you use these, you tap them, though the rules, it says it differently in the cards versus in the rules.
Yeah, one tells you to use these to cover...
To use a used action, and the other rules tell you to tap them. We're going to tap them, because that makes more sense.
It's just there's too many differences going on. Okay, so now it's your turn.
Again?
Yeah, I moved my hoplite. I moved a
What did
player.
you do for your bottom row action? Oh, you recruited.
So I took 2 people into Boa.
Okay, so I can move. I'm going to move my guy here. I'm going to move a hoplite here to fortify.
Hey guys.
Red is spreading out slowly. I picked the worst place to go. I was really spread out yesterday. I think I had all of this territory.
I gave you all of green and gray
and then
because I took all of blue, yellow, and red. Is someone else hearing things?
Sometimes. But I don't like to tell anybody about it because...
Oh, it's Ginny.
She's not making any noise. She's watching cartoons.
Was she typing stuff? You better not be typing.
Maybe.
From what I could tell by the whispers. That's creepy.
You're hearing things.
Oh, she's probably... Are you talking into the microphone over there, Jenny? No. You liar.
It sounded like she was on a separate mic. Jenny, get out of there.
Turn off that microphone.
It wasn't on earlier. She must have turned it on.
She unmuted it. Sorry. Sorry.
That's great.
Okay. So I moved my guy there. I moved a hoplite here. I can move 2 hoplites. I'm going to move this guy here. Actually, I'm going to move him here. No, yes.
Rugu, I've been listening to a lot of this podcast. What's it called again? Oh, Crime Junkies.
And now I'm going to... Oh, I already used recruit.
So much of it. I've been paranoid someone's going to try to kidnap me. Which is funny where we live because nobody's going to kidnap me in my driveway.
I'm going to use the prepare action. And I'm going to get 2 hoplites here.
They have other things like murders, and they have gone missing, and they have a whole bunch of different stories that they go through, and it's...
Okay, it's your turn.
It makes me want to keep the lights on. She doesn't want to just want to leave the house. I started watching the movie on Netflix about kidnapped in real life, or I don't even remember. But I turned it off after like 5 minutes because Aubrey was with me and she was bored.
I was freaking her out.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to move 1 hoplite here. And then I am going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to march 2 more hoplites there. Yeah.
So the march action lets you take any number of hoplites that are not fortified from one region and move them to an adjacent region.
Yes.
But only from one region to another region. You can't gather up. You can use your hoplite movement action to gather them up, but then the march is any number from one region to another region.
Mm-hmm. That's all I've got. I think with realizing what the rules are, you're gonna beat me today.
Okay.
I hope that people aren't living secretly in my house. I mean, they might get away with it 'cause I don't look in the spare bedroom ever.
Alright, my hoplite movement, I'm going to move one guy here and one guy there. So I have fortified every city I own. Oh no! And then I'm going to move I'm actually going to leave...
I don't have control of it yet, Ruguru. I still need one more guy.
I'm going to leave my guy there. Then I'm going to use my Owl of Athena to draw 2 combat cards. And
the square
discard
space.
1.
I can move my hoplite there next turn, but I'm still missing one guy to take control.
Right. Because your character does not count towards that a number.
Right.
Only hoplites.
So I can still move a hoplite there and fortify it. I just don't have control of it. I don't have enough people out yet. I'm having a difficult time with this today.
I'm going to build a monument.
Okay.
So, build a monument, like I said, ends the round. So the first thing I'm going to do, I get to pick a guy. It says, all players remove the priests from their monument. They do not go back in your priest pool. They go back in your supply.
Thank you.
Then we remove our tokens, so we get to reset our counter board. Oh, but before I do this, I get to take another action. What did I have? I had everything but hunt and usurp.
Hunt and march.
Hunt and march?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Can I move my hero again? I didn't move him on my regular actions. So I'm gonna use the usurp. I can't use it. Never mind. I'm gonna do something different. So I'm not gonna do my move. I'm gonna not cheat. I'm going to do the recruit action, which lets me recruit 2 guys everywhere that I have a fortified.
This one here.
I don't want them to go to that one. I want to go to this one.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm out. I'm out of people. All 15 of my guys are on the board.
And mine are all sitting in front of me.
Where's the gasp? That's a good thing and a bad thing, because now I don't have the ability to move people where I want them. I have to actually move my guys through the board. So, but I'd had more fortified towns than I had guys put on the board, so I opted not to put it here in lieu of going here, because I want to get over here to focus, or however you say that. Focus.
No.
Focus. Focus.
Bow.
Focus.
Like.
Alright, so now I got my extra action. Now I get to pick a monument, and I think I want Zeus. So I grab Zeus's 2nd level. So here's the rest of Zeus's other 2 actions. And then he also has his giant whip as his 5th and final. This game does have kind of a steampunkish element to it, a mech.
Yeah.
It's kind of robot-y take on.
Like when I pointed out that the Minotaur didn't have a regular Minotaur arm, he had like a
robot arm.
A robot arm with claws at the end.
These have like chains.
Yeah.
This guy's a robot with a robot head.
Well,
he looks like Bastion from Overwatch.
Our little guys look like they're coming out of BioShock a little bit.
Yours do. Everybody has different characters. Everybody has different little figurines, because the different figurines mean different things in the solo campaign. I get to reset my artifact. Now, I don't get anything from this. However, I do get to gain priests for every temple I control. So I only control 1 temple, so I gain 1 priest.
Yep.
Now we get into the action, to the events. Which one do I do first? I roll the monster die.
Which one are you rolling
for each monster. So I'm going to start with the Chimera.
Oh, Chimera.
The Chimera.
He's scary.
So based on the symbols, if it is the circle, nothing happens. If it's the flame, there's a region attack, and each monster card shows what the region Phosis. Ruguru's on top of the phonetic spellings tonight. Yes.
You're getting a circle.
Circle means nothing. The flame means that the region attacks, and the move means that the roller, get to choose where the monster moves. What is the last one?
Move and attack?
Is it move and attack, or is it move or attack? I'm confused because in the solo campaign, it's move or attack. Or it's move and attack.
I would assume it's move and attack.
Nope, it's move or attack.
Why did they give it two different things for this versus the solo? I don't understand.
Playtesting. The player who performs the build, move, and action must decide whether the monster is going to move, attack, action, or moves. The other problem with this book, the wording in this book. It's worded. It's very wordy, unnecessarily wordy. Is another complaint.
Roll the monster dice. Come on.
Here to henceforth. Stop stalling.
For the Chimera.
Chimera. He moves. Was he fortified?
Not yet.
No.
He wasn't fortified yet.
So he gets to move, and I get to move. I get to pick where he's gonna move. I'm gonna move him here. So now I'm gonna roll for the Minotaur, which is this guy.
No, Ruguru said he was fortified, so put him back. I trust Ruguru.
You both are cheating
Why
together.
Why would I be cheating?
You're cheaters.
I'm pretty sure I did move him last time.
I'll give it to you because I'm still gonna win.
You're gonna win regardless. Let's just be honest.
Shit. So now the Minotaur attacks. So what does the Minotaur say for region action? This is your job.
I thought you did it for the Chimera, not...
I already did the Chimera. This is for the Minotaur.
Okay.
We had this whole conversation, but you were too busy cheating with Ruguru.
Kill one Hoplite. The player controlling the region with Minotaur must sacrifice one priest.
Aww.
Bye, priest.
Is it one priest that's in my priest pool?
It
Guess what? The rules doesn't say.
Must sacrifice one priest.
So I got rid of my one priest on my board. So now I'm going to roll for Hydra, which is up there in the corner. Hydra attacks. There's nobody there. Wait, what does it say?
Kill one Hoplite in the region Hydra is in and all neighboring regions.
Ooh!
I'm not... Oh.
That's a neighboring region.
But she's fortified.
Ah! Hoplite dead.
Damn it. Fuck your Hydra.
And now Cyclops, which is here. He gets to move, and I'm going to move him closer to you.
Okay.
Now, we get to draw a single event card. It is another monster. Do we have a Cerberus yet? Holy crap.
No.
So, this card gets mixed back in. Now, if, for instance, now I'm going to have to shuffle the deck. Oh, this is the monster attack deck. If I was to grab another guy that we already have, like this Chimera, he will evolve because the Chimera is already out there. You'll slide the card underneath there, and what that'll do is the Chimera will gain an additional ability. In this case, he gains 2 more health. So it's 2 more damages that he has to require of a specific type of damage. But we got a new character that we don't even have yet, Cerberus. And Cerberus looks like...
I thought we have 5 monsters.
Wait, that's Cerberus. Cerberus is the 3-headed dog.
Oh, you're right, Ruguru. I'll have Aaron get it. Cerberus is not the 3-headed dog.
Look, yes, Cerberus is a 3-headed dog with chains. What's the Chimera? The Chimera is this winged guy.
Oh, the Chimera. I thought the Chimera was the...
So Cerberus goes in Locris.
Can you give me the card underneath?
This one?
No, underneath Zeus.
Oh, because you control the Zeus region.
Yeah.
No, you don't control it yet.
Oh, you're right. I still need the... Damn it! You're right, I do.
Cerberus, not 3-headed dog? Yeah. Well, there's 2 3-headed figurines.
Yeah, Hydra is a 3-headed snake.
No, 6.
6-headed?
Well, whenever you cut off
6.
one of his heads, another one grows back in its place.
Yeah. But I thought Chimera was a 3-headed dog.
No, a Chimera is like something.
Multiple animals glued
Yes. Exactly.
Well, I like it.
Full Metal Alchemist. Come on, we used to watch it all the time. They make chimeras all the time. It's just like they'd be like if I had an arm growing out of my head and a third leg growing out of my side.
That's where that leg came from.
And this arm was a dog's mouth. That's a chimera. So that's what this is. It's like a lion and a snake's head and a ram and it's got wings and it's got some robot tail.
Well, this game's already fucked.
Never had this many guys out there. Oh, and you need the board for him.
Yes, I do need the board.
Cerberus. There's only 2 more monsters left in the whole game, which means that every time we...
Ooh, he killed 3 hoplites.
Tail. But this is definitely like a robot tail. I'll hold it up in Beth's camera. That is a robot tail. You're probably right though, Scorpion from the old myths.
It is now my turn?
Yes, because I lost my guy. Yes, it is your turn.
Okay. Can you take my guy? And move him to Macedonia.
Macedonia. That's the one place on here besides Crete that I know how to pronounce. And Attica. Though I always say Atticus.
And I think I'm going to recruit because I can do that.
In your one region?
Italy. Yes.
Cute.
And now I control that.
And now you get the Zeus artifact.
Gimme.
Money, please.
Deal 1 wound to any monster on the map or deal 1 injury to an enemy hero. The enemy chooses which attribute.
My turn?
Yep.
Well,
Yay.
I'm going to do hoplite movement. I'm going to move one guy here.
Yeah, take control.
Which means I take control of this.
You don't take control of it yet.
Yes.
Oh, because
it doesn't need to, because once somebody's controlled this, the number underneath no longer matters. It's solely based off of the characters there. So she still controlled it even though she didn't have any hoplites. But because there were no hoplites, I could take control of the land just by moving a single hoplite there. So that's what I did. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to... I can move a couple of my guys. I can move another one. I'm going to move one guy up here into this region. So that was my 2 movements. I'm going to keep my hero where he's at, because I like that. And I'm going to use my Athena card now. Might as well. And some of these cards have the ability to, like, if you have... There's only a couple of... There's like 4 different types, like an arrow, a sword, a mace, an axe. And then you have, some of them have the ability, if you have 3 of them, then you can attack a creature for any number of resources. Or it can count as any type of attack on that creature. Okay, and now I get to do my lower action, which I'm going to do build temple. And I'm going to build a temple here, which gives me a priest that I should have already had one of.
Okay. I'm going to pray to Athena first. This one's Athena, right?
Yes.
So that way my leadership goes up 1. And now I can move 2 hoplites.
Yes. Do you just want to move 2 here and take control of that region? It has a...
For now, I'll move 2. And then, am I giving you? Oh, thank you. And then I'm gonna prepare. Oh, that's not the right thing. And I'm gonna draw 1 combat card and recruit 1 hoplite.
Where at?
Wherever the Helen is. Thank you. Done.
Okay. Done.
Done.
Alright, I'm going to go to Zeus. Now, because this Zeus is at level 2, you refer to this little card. Now, it's a little confusing because Beth had this stuck in her head that because he was at level 2, she gets +2 on the track. But it's not. You always only get +1 to whatever attribute you're increasing. But based on the level, you might gain an additional resource. So for Zeus, I get to draw 1 combat card and go up 1 strength. Now I'm at my max of 4 combat cards, so I gotta start doing something or I'm gonna end up having to discard shit. That was my prey, right? So now I can... I'm gonna move my hero here. And I get to move some hoplites around. I'm going to move another hoplite up here, which gives me control of this. And I'm going to move this hoplite into here. Now that I control it. Because I only moved 1. So I moved 1 in there, and then I moved the other guy in there. And that's all I can do. Now I have to do my bottom action. I'm going to do usurp, and I'm going to take control of
Can you do that?
Phosis, yes, and then I place a guy
But you
there.
don't have that color.
Damn it, you're right, I can't usurp.
So stop cheating!
You're right, I'm sorry. I can't use usurp.
You keep getting really
can't
excited.
recruit.
You can only do that in blue.
I'm going to prepare. Which I'm gonna pull a guy in there and draw a combat card. Now I have to get rid of something. Who's our weakest guy? The Chimera? Yes, he only requires
4.
4.
Everyone else is 5+.
Okay, I'll discard that.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna move 1 hoplite from Thessaly to Macedonia. And then I'm gonna move 1 hoplite
into the thing.
into the thing.
You gotta give me a thing.
And now I'm going to build a temple.
More liquor. Be right back.
1 temple in, yes, right there.
That
And
gives you a priest.
I get a priest and we get to draft. Oh, after using the build temple special actions, you may immediately use another special action.
Oh,
Ugh. Does it have to be one I haven't used?
yes.
Oh, I only haven't used the March.
But I don't think you have to mark it with a thing. I could be wrong. The rules never specify.
I don't want to. Yeah. I have like fur.
You guys drinking on a Monday night? No, Sunday night? I guess, did you have to work yesterday, Rugru? Or today? My days are all thrown off. Nice.
I don't really know what I want to. I don't know that I want to use that right now. So. I picked this one that says, when you use special action recruit, you may recruit 2 additional hoplites in any one region under your control. Which I don't know if that was a good one to choose, but it is what it is.
I'm going to use this one.
It seems like a good one to choose from.
Mine is, instead of using the hero movement action, you can move one of your hoplites by an equal number of a number of regions equal to your hero's speed.
So instead of moving them,
1, because they're only allowed to move one space at a time, ever in your turn.
but your hero speed is still only 1.
Right now. It is kind of hard to get flippin' priests.
It's hard to
which
get your
means it's
people-
hard to get your character leveled up.
It's also hard to get your people spread out too. It's your turn.
It's hard for you to get your people spread. I'm doing just fine.
Rub it in.
Oh,
I already told you
did.
I don't know if I like the game personally.
I rubbed it in.
Keep rubbing it in.
Totally
You're
did
just
that.
gonna have to play the solo for the rest of your life by yourself.
I'm okay with that.
I know you are.
Okay.
It's your turn. You did not rethink it out.
Alright, so I'm going to use movement there.
In theory, I've got an idea, Ruguru.
I'm actually going to move 2 guys from there to there.
I can't do that right now. I have to wait 2 turns. The problem is, like, I do something and then I get enough people and then I don't have enough people and the action I want to take, I can't take. So I have to wait 2 turns.
And I'm going to move my guy here, and he's going to go on a quest. I'll get to that in a second. And I can't pray because I don't have the build temple. Okay, so now, when you decide you're going to go on a quest, where you can only go on a quest on the space that your character ends his turn. I can't start my turn there. So I had to have moved. That's why I moved him here. I was going to usurp while I was there, but
You can't.
I can't because I don't have yellow. Which is kind of stupid for me to go after blue because I already have blue. But I'm going to do it anyways because you get rewards. Oh, it says increase one of your hero's attributes to 3. So I'm going up here. So, on the card, this is important. I'm going to come around to show this on the camera. So this was confusing. So on the board there's these steps, 1, 2, and 3. Whenever you decide to go on a quest, you start whatever you have. So I have 2 strength, so I have to start at step 1. But if, for instance, I had 4 strength, I could start at step 2 or step 3. You automatically complete the quest whenever you end on step 3. So I could immediately start, discard 2 combat cards, and complete this quest all in 1 turn. But when I'm up here, every turn now I take my hero movement action, I move him up 1. The numbers do not matter once you've started the quest. So I start it here, then my next turn, regardless of my strength, I move up 1. Regardless of my strength on my next turn after that, I moved up to level 3. And then I complete the quest, and I gain the reward on the bottom. I don't think Beth still understands this rule.
No, I get it.
So I have a strength of 2, so I start at level 1. Numbers are no longer important. And now I can take my lower action, which is I'm going to march. I'm going to march these 4 guys over here into Elias. And that gives me control of that region.
I'm going to... Is it my turn?
Yes.
I'm going to
Yes.
pray to Zeus.
But if I would have had 4 strength, then I could have completed the quest in 2 turns. Or if I had 4 strength and didn't mind discarding a combat card, I could have completed it the turn that I took it.
Can you put my
Exactly.
Can you put my guy back into Zeus? He keeps falling out. Apparently Zeus doesn't like him very much. And I'm going to build monument.
But if you try to understand that from the way it's written in the rules, it's like trying to read Old English. 2 here, henceforth thou shalt moveth thee 1 space on the full moon cycle.
I would like to add another layer to Zeus.
Oh, we're doing the... Wait, did you take another action again?
Not yet.
No, you have to do that first.
Okay, fine, I'll recruit.
So you're recruiting. So that's...
2 to Thessaly, 2 to Macedonia. There you go, Ruguru, I got him out. think that's it, because you took the other one that I had.
I did. Well, you left it. You got...
Add a layer to Zeus. All players remove use action tokens. Done. Roll a die for each monster, and I'm rolling for 5 monsters.
So start with... I did the Chimera first and just worked my way across. You can't see what we have. We have them laid out.
You're not hearing music?
Oh, I bet they heard Bob's Burgers
Bob's
in the
Burgers,
background.
Yeah. Nothing from the Chimera.
Yay! Wait.
Now it's the Hydra. Nothing from the Hydra. Yay!
Cerberus moves.
Where is he?
He is... This one is Cerberus. So you get to choose where he moves.
We're moving him here.
And that he does nothing. The movement just... He moves to a different region.
Well, it says he kills 3 hoplites.
That's only whenever region
Right.
attack was rolled.
So now it's the Minotaur. Nothing.
Nothing.
And the Cyclops.
Oh, where's Cyclops?
Cyclops.
You have him.
Damn it! Deal 1 injury to all heroes in the same region as Cyclops and all neighboring regions. So...
Holy crap.
It says 1 damage, not kill 1.
Wait, say it. Read it again.
Deal 1 injury to all heroes. Just my hero. So I
Yes.
take 1 damage.
So, when you take damage, remember these little chevrons? Remember how in the beginning I said they have a 1 on the back of them? You get to choose. You flip one of them over. That means no matter where you're at on this track from 1 to 5, it becomes a 1 until you take the prepare action and heal yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to take leadership as a 1 for now. Which is fine.
Not your speed?
Nope.
That's already a 1?
Can you do that?
Yes, why couldn't you do that?
Oh, I don't know. That's actually a good idea. I didn't know if I could do that because I was already on a 1.
But it doesn't matter. It just indicates that you're damaged.
Alright, fine.
So if you ever go on a hunt, you can take damage. Or if you're ever in battle, you can take damage, I think. I don't exactly know the battle one. But I know that when you go on a hunt, you can take damage. And if you're trying to attack this guy and he's hurting you every single time and you can't protect yourself and you take the damage, if you ever hit your 4th damage, then the hunt immediately ends.
Good news. The weird, creepy child is sitting on the couch. With headphones on, so it's not her. It is your turn.
No, we have to get an event, which may be... It's just another quest, so it gets shuffled back into the deck. Okay. Now what? My turn?
Yep.
Okay. All clear. I had a plan. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. Did you get your guys for...
Oh, I did not.
You have 1.
I have 2.
You have 2. So she has 2 temples, so that means she gets 2 priests for
Praying.
the thing.
For the thing.
For the thing. The thing with the stuff. Oh, and my Owls of Athena is renewed. Alright, so I need to move my hero down 1. So my hero moved down 1 on the track over here, which you can see. It's directly below me here. Now you have to move hoplites around. I'm going to move 1 hoplite here. I have too many hoplites.
Ooh. On your junk.
And 1 hoplite here. Okay, so I moved my hoplites. I can't pray, but I'm going to take March, the March action. I'm going to march 3 of these guys into here and take control of Mezzonina.
Cool.
Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to... Let's pray
Let us pray.
to Athena. Oh, I can do that myself.
God is
Yeah,
good.
she's the leadership one.
God is great. That's the food that's on my plate.
So I'm at 3. So I can move 3 hoplites now.
Ooh.
So let's move.
She might be making a bit of a comeback here. Because I do not have good placement anymore. I'm too spread out. I have too much board control.
Let's move 1 hoplite from Thessaly to Macedona. 1. And then move 2 from Macedona to Chakalula.
Why not
next
just use
door.
March to march all 4 of them over there?
Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move my character over there. Well, he doesn't have to fight if he goes, does he?
No?
Okay. And now I'm gonna march 4 people over there.
Now, you still have 2 character movements, so might I suggest taking over control of this? Preventing, because I only need these 3 regions, or these 2 regions.
Oh, you're right. Just move these 2.
So you want to try to prevent me from taking that, and that also has
Yeah, you'll try to take it then.
what?
Now march my 4 over, please.
And now she's doing march, so she's marching 4 over into
And
here,
I get control back.
and you gain control, and that also has a temple. So you could gain 2 more temples in your next turn, which would give you
How many do I need to win?
5. That would give you 4.
Yeah.
Because there's only 6, and there's 2 temples plus the oracle. So there's 7 available.
There's only 3 left. I said Red would get there. It's very slow for me. Like I said, Ruguru, I'm still on the fence with this game completely.
I'm not. I think this game.
Listen, it's okay for us to be split. We don't have to like the same
I know.
game.
I'm just saying. I disagree.
That's
I
fine.
don't want people to think that my opinion mirrored your opinion. I think this game is incredible. I think that the sheer number of things that you can do and ways to win, and the sheer number of things that are going on the board at one time, and everything that you have to pay attention to, because not only she forgot, she didn't even think about the fact that I have control of 2 regions. I only need 3 to win. Because she's been, I don't know what you were doing.
You don't have total
But then I had to
control.
keep track of the fact that she now has enough temples that she could have 4 temples, and then she just needs to take 1 from me, and she could win that way. And we are nowhere near defeating monsters, which is strange because a lot of people have claimed that killing the 3 monsters is like the easiest way to win. But here's the best part, Ruguru, is that every single person that says this game is amazing also follows up with like, well, I've never played it with more than solo. I've always just played it solo. And every person overwhelmingly says it's incredible. We'll find out. We'll find out later this week. You did the @ sign so it wouldn't your mom's nice him.
Well, that's good.
Is it my turn or your turn
it's
now?
your turn.
Oh, shit. And I've been really hurting with not having. And you took this. I moved those guys there so I could take that spot. Okay, so I gotta do this. I gotta complete my quest. I don't know what happens to the guy. I guess he goes back here. Because I completed this quest. I get the quest token. It says, reward! Increase one of your hero's attributes to 3. So I'm going to increase my strength to 3. And now I discard this card. Oh, it actually gets shuffled back into the deck because there is no discard spot. So it could be the next card we draw. It won't be. The chances are slim. Okay, so my hero's back there. That's his movement is done. Now I can move hoplites around the board. How many can I move? I can move 2. I'm gonna have to start unfortifying some of them. Because I need them for numbers. I need the strength in numbers. this region is pretty safe. I control it, so I'm gonna move here. See, and this is where leaving something undefended like this would be really bad if we were playing with, what god was that?
That's not mine.
Damn it, it's my guy. My guy has the ability that after I take the prepare action, I can move my character anywhere on the board.
I'm taking my artifact that I didn't get at the beginning.
Oh. Well, so there we go. I haven't used my ability the whole game. You didn't use yours, so we're good. We're even.
Except I'm using it now. That's fine.
So I moved one guy here.
If it helps, I just took the one that says I get to move a monster by 1 or 2 regions.
So I moved those. I moved one guy from here to here, and I'm moving this guy out of being fortified, which counts as a movement. But I can't move to another region.
Right.
It counts as one movement moving in and out of fortification.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have... I have that now. I don't think I had it before. I couldn't tell because there was
it's 1 move action to either fortify and 1 move action to unfortify.
Yes. The exception is if you already control a region and you you have your character. Let's say my character was here, and I control this region, but there's nothing fortified there. If I took this prepare and I recruited one of my guys, I could recruit him directly fortified because I already control it.
Except for that guy. He's not.
It was an example.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Did you do your bottom action?
No. Oh, and this guy has to go back here.
Mm-hmm. Damn you tiny epic zombies.
I'm going to build a temple here. Dang it. Another game where you got all of the drafts.
I did.
Since we've played this game 3 times now, and on the drafts, I've only ever gotten a single draft. Hey, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7.
This one's extra.
Oh.
There's only supposed to be 6.
Plus the Delphi.
Plus the Delphi. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is 6. I drew 5.
You drew 5.
So I do get to draw one of these.
Mm-hmm. You're a mess.
Hey, you were the one that had everything skipped over. What? Subscribe for 8 months in a row. Woo! I was trying to do the flop, but because I'm sitting down, I just looked like doing the Lollipop Guild.
You have to send a message now? What's that mean?
Send a message?
It's just Stream Elements popping up and telling us. Oh, yeah. Otherwise it doesn't trigger it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Woo, thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
Mordecai.
Oh, God. Where's our follow song tonight?
I don't know. Jeopardy music. I feel like you're hearing things. Probably sounds like static.
I will take what is no attrition.
No attrition.
No attrition for 300, Pat.
Okay, well.
You wrote I heart are indoors.
So now it's my turn. Correct.
Oh, there it goes.
That was just super delayed.
That was super delayed. Like, Stream Elements knew like an hour ago. I think we're switching over to Stream Elements, but it's going to take a while to get everything set back up.
Ooh, everyone should have the toilet trophy by now.
Oh, that's right. Guess what? All of you subscribers, specifically Prosden, we have our own emote now. It's the toilet trophy emote. Wah!
So it should be in there somewhere. Oh, there's a...
There it is! There it is! The toilet trophy emote! It's going great, Nick. It's okay, Mordecai.
Yeah, I wanted to call him Mordecai because that's what I read first.
We'll just call you Mort.
Ooh,
Or Morty.
I like Mort.
Mort or Morty, which do you prefer?
Alright, so it's my turn now, right? Yes?
I don't remember. Because
Yes,
I built a guy.
temple.
I built a temple, I get a thing. I don't think I ever took my bottom action. No, that was my bottom action. Now it is your turn. You're right.
So I'm going to move one.
So much has happened.
I'm going to move one.
Stand up and do it. Just stand up and do it because I don't know what you're talking. You're just saying one whatever. There's 4 things over there.
I just want you to move one of something.
Which is why.
Move this guy here.
Mort is fine.
And then.
Well, welcome to the show. Subscribers get a toilet trophy emote.
Yay, toilet trophy.
Hype, hype, hype. We're playing some Lords of Hellas. I love it. She's on the fence.
I'm going to move one guy here. This line there so he can do what he wants.
I do what I want. Oh,
Ooh.
Where did I finish my quest in? Damn it, it was in blue. I already have the glory token for that.
And we're going to pray to some Zeus so that way we can get strong as fuck.
Well, we also, if you follow us on Facebook, we post out what we're streaming, and we also take all these and I cut them into a nice little YouTube video, and we post them out the next day. So even though you can't come and hang out, you can always stop in, follow, subscribe, and then check out the actual whole video on YouTube the next day.
Ooh, awesome, Volk.
We're stepping up our YouTube game this year.
So now it is your turn. So I moved one guy to fortify. Then I moved 2 additional guys here, or an additional guy here. Are you listening?
Yes.
And then I built a temple over there.
I'm rolling in 4 months in a row. Now you have the toilet trophy emote. Hype, hype, hype. Woo! There it is, toilet trophy. I'm rolling in just like my friend, you guys know him as TD Shenanigans. I know him as Pip. His real name is something elusive and unknown to anybody.
Yeah, nobody knows his real name.
His is a little character face. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I should have our friend do the same thing. Patty. So I was like, but we only get one emote because we're not partners. And whose face would we do? I mean, what describes us? And honestly, at the end of the day, the thing that describes us best is a toilet trophy. Because 90% of what we do is a train wreck. It's never really about games. We should do Ruguru's face, yeah. It'll just be a little redheaded... It'll be a little redheaded leprechaun.
Though soon...
Potatoes.
Though soon we'll be doing promotional games, so that'll be fun.
We do have a couple cool promotions coming up. On Saturday, we're going to do a special stream on Saturday to stream World Siege. We posted out something online. It's basically Risk with a little cartoony elements to it and some more strategy. It's a little asymmetrical, so you have different characters that can do different things. But essentially, it's Risk, which is great. I love Risk. As long as it doesn't take 3 hours. But it's Saturday, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think it will.
Okay, so it's my turn. I am going to... Wait, who is this? This is the Minotaur?
Yes. She's got the...
I don't want to fight the Minotaur. Alright, so I need to do some movements. You purchased
keep
a
us
better
updated.
cell phone. Wins Game of Thrones. Ooh, that show's coming back. Alright, I need to do some movements. I'm gonna move 2 guys here. That was my Hippolyte movement. Hero. Where do I want to move my hero? These dude's only got a speed of 1. Oh, you know what I could do? I can move him here, because honestly it doesn't matter. Oh, I can pray? Ooh, put this guy back. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray to Hermes. And now I'm going to move my hero 1, 2, because he can move 2 now. Might as well do... Wait, who am I fighting? Who is this guy? This is the Cerberus?
Is that the 3-headed dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cerberus.
Damn it, that's not who I wanted. I wanted to go after Chimera. Oh, this is the Chimera down here, right?
Yeah, is he too?
1, 2, he's too far away, but that's fine.
Okay.
Because I'll take the choose 2, and when I do, I can use my hero's ability to move anywhere on the board. I'm just gonna move here. And I guess I'm gonna draw
That would be really awesome. Tell her don't freak out. Don't freak out too much.
2 combat cards. And this is, I'm going after the Chimera, right? The answer is yes. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Shit.
I feel like he told us she had a game out before, but I don't remember.
I'm really jealous. I'm not gonna lie, Volk. It's been my dream.
You just have to push your game to publishers.
I have like 3 games in the works. So this one though, I'm not pushing because I don't want people to be like, oh, he just ripped off Love Letter. I want it to go to somebody who kind of understands me and is willing to overlook the fact that it is basically Love Letter and get in and play it and realize, oh, it's not exactly like Love Letter, but it is way better.
So, did you go?
Yes. I did the prepare. Because I have my cards.
Shit.
But this new game I'm working on, it's going to be awesome. I don't want to reveal too much of it just yet. I want to get a prototype. I want to make sure it plays really well, but I literally have only kind of been working on it for like a week and a half. It kind of just fell in place, and all of the pieces just keep going bloop, 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 and making perfect sense, and it's going to be amazing. I don't even know what to compare it with. But it'll have some really cool elements. I guess probably the closest thing you could compare it to is probably Dead of Winter. It's a semi-cooperative. There might be a betrayer. It's gonna be cool. And it's literally just based off of what I do on a daily basis at work. That's all it is. It's not programming, but it's the whole concept of taking story points and stuff. I call it Scrum Master, the game.
I don't really know what I want to do.
Is it still your turn?
Yeah.
Have you done anything yet?
No.
Alright, we gotta think about the objectives. Your objectives are capture 3 territories, you're really far away from that one. Control 5 temples, you're not too far away from that one. In fact, you want to probably try to build a temple soon.
I can't build a temple there. There are none left to build there.
Oh. Oh.
But I can move 3 guys here.
No, you can't move 2 like that.
Why? I can move 3 dudes.
No, but they can only move 1 space.
Oh,
Each
you're
character
right.
only has
You're
1
right.
movement.
They can only move 1 spot.
You could move into that second spot and fight me. Wouldn't recommend it, but you
I
could.
don't want to fight you. Fuck you.
I've been stockpiling combat cards for a while. Do you even have any combat cards?
Yeah,
2?
2.
She's 2 away. She has 3, and I have 3. If she could get over to Fosis, and but you'd have to be able to get 5 guys in there to take control, and then you could get the Oracle.
Can you move my guy here? I can't reach him.
Your main character?
Yeah, my hero. He's okay there, right?
Yes. So she can be on there even though I'm there. The heroes do not affect the hoplites.
And now I am going to. I can't write here because I don't have it. I'm going to prepare, but I'm going to draw 2 combat cards.
We'll talk more about my game on Monday. Next Monday. Give me a week. I sat down today and I cut up a bunch of prototype. I brought up a bunch of cards for making the prototype. I've been doing everything in my iPad
Your turn.
for drawing like the board and stuff. So I just had to put it all together, and I think we're gonna try to play test it this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about it on Saturday before we stream. Before we do.
We'd have to talk about it like before we start streaming.
Well, if we're gonna cut it and edit it, we just.
Which I don't want you to go back to it though.
I
like
won't.
in the middle, because we got paid for it.
So just because we get paid for it doesn't mean we can't do our normal thing.
No, I know. I just don't want you pushing your game in the middle of trying to talk about theirs.
I'm gonna push my game everywhere.
I will stab you.
Everywhere.
I'll stab you.
It's part of our terms of service,
I'll
terms
stab
of
you.
agreement.
I'll stab you. No, it wasn't in the terms of agreement I sent him. Sorry.
What was in our terms and agreement?
Just that we would have 2 players, and that we would discuss whose game. And
But-
that we would do it before the 28th.
Let's do it. Okay, my turn, right?
Yep, your turn.
What bottom row action did you take?
I took prepare. Well, I should have fixed my speed.
Yes, you should have.
That doesn't matter. We're still only a 1 anyways. So, I don't care.
Okay, I have to move hoplites around. Alright, I'm going to move 2. Then using my Hero's Apprentice, I can move a hoplite by the number of regions equal to my hero speed. So I'm going to just move this guy 1. My speed is 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm doing. Now I'm going on a hunt. So, hunts, the way hunts work. So to start a hunt, I draw the number of combat cards equal to my strength to go with my hand that I already have.
If you want to, Volk.
So my strength is 3, so I get to draw an additional 3 combat cards into my hand. Son of a bitch. I'm fighting the Chimera.
I get 2 monster cards.
Let me take my turn first.
Okay.
So the rule, here's it's another rule I have not been able to find the answer to. If I found somebody who says that if I slay the dragon, then it ends immediately if they're slain, which that makes sense. The rules are a little unclear. If I'm able to kill him in 1 turn on this first round, so this can go any number of rounds as long as I can defend myself and until I can make an attack. So this first round, I can play as any number of cards that I want to. So if I can kill him in 1 turn, then... So this is 1 damage.
Okay.
So Beth will take one of the little cubes and mark an arrow.
I'll put it right here so they can see it.
Can you guys see this now?
Okay.
Does anybody know how to get rid of Apple reminders? I don't. They never go away. Even if you say completed. because somehow it gets set on like an everyday type of thing. I have a reminder that goes off every night
It
at
just
10
says
o'clock
okay.
that just says okay.
Wait, I just had it too, and it disappeared. Why do we have the same reminder?
I don't know. I don't even know how it got in there. I bet it was Ginny saying something into your phone, and it just reminds all of us.
It reminds us all of the same thing.
You are about to get blocked, Proston. You watch yourself. Apples are not trash. Oh.
I like my iPhone. Hey, did you hear they're coming out with a new flip phone? Like the Razer phone?
That's paper.
It's going to be like $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, keep going. Kill your Chimera.
I don't know if I can. Where is he? Here he is.
If you can,
So,
I get to draw 2 monster cards and I get to fight you.
I don't know what this symbol is. I don't have one of those. I have a battle axe. So here's the axe.
That's a mace.
The axe.
I'm not, like, I used to be a big Samsung fan. Mostly because, like, I did, like, product management for them. But I don't know.
That's all I'm going to deal. So now Beth draws 2 cards because it's always the player to your left, but in a 2-player game it's just Beth. She gets to draw 2 cards and gets to decide what the monster is going to do to me. I have to look at what happens if I lose.
Special attack. See the special attack on the monster turn.
Oh, you Seabiscuit.
Special attack. Deal 1 injury, choose one of your combat cards, and discard the rest.
But that's only if I can't block the number.
Yeah,
so
only if you can't defend.
So the monster card has a number on it. If I can't defend against that number, then...
Oh, I'll look it up. I'm sure it's pretty crazy. Samsung's been ridiculous with their phones lately.
So if I can't defend, then I take that damage. But if I can, which I can, I have a card that's a 4. So that neutralizes that effect. And it gets discarded.
Oh. Do I draw 2 more?
No.
Okay.
Now, because I successfully defended, I get to draw 2 cards.
That's right.
This is where the funness comes in. So now, it's not over. It's not over. Now I get to do the round again.
Oh.
If I can't attack, then it ends immediately. But I can, and I can actually kill it this turn. Because I have an arrow and I have the mace or whatever that symbol is.
I'm not going to add them both because you defeated it. You get Chimera's Fire.
So now I get to go through this deck and I get the Chimera Fire. Kill 1 hoplite in a region your hero is in. Ooh, you dead, bitch. And I defeated him in brown, or gray, so I get the gray glory token. Ooh.
I quit. Because basically all he's ensured is that he wins. All he has to do is come here and take over and you win.
Usurp, but I have it's going to take me a couple turns to do that.
This usurp thing is too OP. Like the minute you get him...
It's only OP to you because you don't have anything, and you can only do it once per round thing.
It doesn't matter. This doesn't mean it's not too OP.
Get her done. He's definitely in the army.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's my turn. My turn is over. Oh, I get the Chimera. This territory here as well is called Sparta. This city provides 2 defense in a battle. It also lets you recruit 4 guys to it when you own it. So when you take the recruit, instead of every other city only giving you 2 hoplites, Sparta will give you 4. Sparta also gives you +2 defense at in a battle.
I don't think he was going there yet. Give him time.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The Indiana jokes.
Indiana jokes? Oh, I guess Get Her Done would be an Indiana joke.
Okay, so it's my turn, right?
You guys sell cups of corn at the mall.
Yeah, okay.
It's your turn, yes. Go. Cups of corn. And we eat it and love it.
I'm gonna get some when we go, because we always go to the mall at least once or twice.
It's not like it's like candy corn or the
buttered
corn itself
corn.
is candied. It's like butter, salt, and pepper corn that you'd get out of a can.
But did you
at
smell how
Walmart.
delicious it smelled?
It did smell kind of good.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. But it's still a really strange thing to sell at the mall.
That is a strange thing to sell at the mall. But
I get maybe at like your local town and country fair. Don't be hating.
well, he can only move one, so I'm gonna move him here. Then I can move 3 of my guys 1. Can you move 3 of my dudes to you, Boa? From Chikalodi? I'll do it.
Where is Euboa?
Euboa's here.
Oh.
And then I can move 3, so I'm gonna move all 3 here.
Oh, you're gonna fight me?
I'm gonna fight you.
So, this is important. So this is what we played wrong yesterday. So now, when we're fighting, we play cards, we take turns playing cards in our hand. We do it one at a time. Remember how we're like, why would we do this not one at a time? It's because every time we place one of these, we're going to lose a guy at the end.
Right.
And so if you don't have any people there, then you can still lose control of the region.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we start by playing combat cards. The defending player goes first, and we go until a player passes. If I passed right now, then you would get to go, but I'm not going to pass yet.
Okay. That's usually the trick face. I've got something. So I have 3 hoplites.
I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna kill my guy. It happens at the end though, so I can still defeat you in battle and end with nothing.
You can't. If you have more hoplites in this battle than your enemy, immediately kill one enemy hoplite.
Damn it.
Leaves you with no hoplites.
And that means you immediately win the battle.
Yes. And that's why I was laughing. Ruger caught it. Thanks.
Did I discard my card or did I put it back on my deck?
I think you put it back in your
I
deck.
did on accident.
It's fine.
But you played this card, right? Wait, did you play? Damn it!
Yes.
It doesn't. You don't lose any guys either.
Uh-uh.
Stupid game.
I do have a pretty bad poker face, which is kind of why I was laughing. But it was like I have something going on.
Which is why in my game, you can play it with or without the betrayer ability. So if you just want want it to be a cooperative game, you don't have to have that. If you want it to be semi-cooperative, you can add the betrayer element.
I'm gonna use my last turn and.
Because somebody doesn't like games where she ends up becoming the betrayer.
I don't like it because then like. Yeah, I don't like it. It's all my people.
Wait, did we build a monument yet? No, we haven't. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna move these 2 guys here. 1, 2, and because I have the ability to move a guy as if it was my thing, I'm gonna move.
I'm
this
still
guy
very
here as
salty
well.
about Betrayal. Like the very first time I played it, I didn't know all of the rules, and my brother and Aaron just fucking killed me.
We explained all the rules to you.
It was like the first 10 minutes too, so I was just dead.
I'm also going to use my Athena card. Draw 2 combat cards and keep one. I wonder which of these 2 exact same cards I'm going to keep. Or was it?
Probably not.
We are starting Betrayal Legacy this Friday. It's taken weeks because of snow and sickness.
Yeah. It's my turn now?
But like I said, a lot of people like that ability. No, I haven't even taken my bottom row action, which is why I'm going to implement it into my game. But for people like Beth who don't like it, I'm not going to put it in there. I'm going to usurp. And I'm going to take this. And I get to recruit another guy here. Your turn.
Okay. Okay.
You won with a prolific victory, is what they call it.
What?
You won with a prolific victory.
Which means what?
Means that you killed me before we ever got to control.
Oh, yeah.
Like you specifically played cards that killed my guys.
That's funny. You can't sit too close to Shay. She tries to beat his ass. Competitive games. So now it's my turn. Okay.
Yes. Bogart is a ferry on the water, Staten Island ferry.
I'm gonna move one hoplite in here and fortify this, and I'm moving my guy back up here. And you know what? I'm gonna build a monument. And since I get to take another turn, I'm going to march people from here to here. I think that's good.
Alright,
Wait, oh yeah.
you built a monument.
Yeah, now I need to remove
Who
our
are you
priests.
building?
I'm gonna keep building Zeus. Take your priest.
Oh, Zeus is at level 4. He just needs his arm.
So Zeus is level 4. Do I need to draw the 3 combat cards?
Only when you pray at him.
That's just making sure. Calm down.
But you've made sure every game we've played, 4 or
Because
5,
it's-
every time you take the build
I
monument
feel like
action.
it should be right here somewhere when you pray.
It is.
No,
Prayer.
it's not.
It's in the rule book.
It's not in this card. But this is a helper guide. It should be on there.
But that has nothing to do with building monuments. That's for the prayer helper.
When you pray. So it should be on the top.
That was confusing and
Or
it took
when
us a
the
while to
prayer
figure that
action
out.
is taken. Because otherwise you don't really know what this is for. It's just kind of there. So I gain a priest for every temple I control. I control 1, 2, 3. Suck a dick. And now I get to roll for monsters.
I'm
So
definitely fighting an uphill battle right now. Oh my
Minotaur
gosh.
first.
Minotaur. Where is he?
He moves.
Where are you going to move him?
Well, I'm gonna move him here.
Okay. Hydra. That's yours. Oh, she could wipe you out. Oh, you get to choose.
I'm gonna move her.
Which way? Where are you going to move her?
Oh, she moves into any territory I'm in.
Look, a Kraken.
That is the Kraken. We're gonna move her to Macedonia.
Macedonia.
Then it's Cyclops. We're gonna move him also to Arcania. And now Cerberus.
Ooh, he attacks.
He attacks, but nobody's there.
What's it say he does? Just kills 3 hoplites?
Yeah, kills 3 hoplites, but there's nobody there.
Oh, it's somebody else that kills 3 hoplites and it spreads. But that's not him.
Right. So that's done. And now it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna move my
It
hero
is.
here.
Oh, you can't take control yet anyway, so it's okay. Oh, you can't. That's so fucking cheap.
I can usurp your ass.
Just do it. Just get this shit over with.
It's not over yet.
This game is so cheap.
Now I can move hoplites. I'm gonna move this hoplite here. And I can move one more hoplite.
That's not what I meant, Burguru. It's not cheap by any means. It just kind of
I'm
cheap.
gonna move one of these guys here. Okay. Now for my bottom, I'm gonna use usurp. Which means I'm gonna take control over this region. Which means you have to take your guys to no, they get pushed out. Yes. Oh. This goes on the board.
You have Sphinx now?
The Sphinx goes on the board and Theseus. That was for her,
Well, we need the Sphinx then.
I already put the Sphinx out there.
We need her card.
Oh. It's funny, we've had all the monsters come out. Every month. This game only has 6 monsters. Oh no, we've had... Does the game have 6 or 7? The game has 7 monsters. We've had 6 of the 7 monsters come out, but we've had no monster upgrades. And we've... no other quest. We had that one quest, but there was already 3 in there. My turn? Or your turn? It's your turn.
It's my turn.
Hold on. I know that it's going to hurt me. But I think you should know that if your character is there, I can't usurp. I can only usurp in a region that doesn't have your character.
Yeah, well then leave my character there so you can't have this
So
one.
the only way I could take that territory is by fighting for it.
Good. Then just stay out of there.
I think. Let me double check that rule.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to use whatever's thread, which says I move a chosen monster by 1 or 2 regions. Suck a dick. There's too much.
That only hurts if they attack during the monster phase.
But there's also 2 chances for you to get fucked up during the monster phase.
If possessing a glory token... Yeah, here's how this stuff is worded. If a player possesses a glory token, which matches the color of the region where his/hers hero is located,
Pray to Zeus.
Then that player can instantly take control over that region and can recruit 1 hoplite in it, which may be recruited already fortified into the city or Sparta. Huh.
I can move 3 hoplites. So I'm gonna move these 3.
I feel like I read somewhere.
And then I'm gonna take the prepare phase, which gives me 2 combat cards.
I feel like I read somewhere that you couldn't use the usurp on an action that contained another player's hero. It had to be... Has anybody played this yet who's watching that can tell me that answer?
We can battle.
I don't want to battle if I can usurp it.
You'll be battling here.
Oh, you're gonna battle. We're battling. We are battling now,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
And my strength comes into play.
Does it? Why?
Oh, I'm just asking.
No. That's only if you're Ares.
Well, then why would it say if you have more blanks than add opponent in this than your opponent, then add 2 to your army strength?
More blanks. What's a blanks?
Hoplites.
Oh, just say hoplites. Blanks could have meant anything.
I didn't want you to know.
If you could have more hoplites than your opponents.
Yeah, Volk, we skipped on Deluxe Suburbia. I'm not paying fucking $100+ for Suburbia with extra pieces. Sorry, I'm not. I don't even know if I like the game.
Work hard, you die.
Although Western Legends with the expansion looks really good.
I'm gonna pass.
You're not gonna battle me?
I am gonna battle you, but I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna pass on the cards. I have a strength of 2 right now. The back of your action card tells you what it is. Hoplites plus cities.
Yeah, okay.
Plus each combat card plus blessing card. So I have a blessing card. Ooh. If you are the defender in a battle, your enemy can only play 1 combat card. Actually, you know what? I am gonna fight you. I forgot I had that a blessing.
Really? You're a turd. Okay.
That's fine. I'm not gonna do it.
Just do it.
During a battle, you can ignore the casualty symbol on the first card you play. Okay, I gotta read more stuff. Boom! Scythe! 4.
I'm just gonna use the same one.
Ooh.
So, I mean, 2 of my people die.
Well, not yet. We haven't got that far. That's at the end of the battle.
Okay.
But now that's the only card you can play. And since I can play another card, do I feel like there's a rule? This battle stuff was weird. I feel like there's something that says that I can't take more damage than I have guys to lose. So that means that I couldn't technically play that card if that's the case.
What, Jen? Here's the mess.
Ah, yep.
Give me a hug.
Playing some of the most powerful battle cards will cause a player to kill his or her own troops after that battle. They will have the red casualty symbol marker how many hoplites need to be killed. A player cannot play a combat card that with a total number of casualty symbols exceeding the hoplites in battle. So I can't actually play this card.
I have 3.
I'll do this one instead. And then I can't play anymore, so now we both pass. So now we tally up our numbers.
So 1 for each hoplite in battle.
So, well, it's... Did the city fortify plus 2 additional, so that technically counts as 3? Because I thought it was...
Yeah, you have 1 hoplite in battle, and then it's a fortified city.
It's... This, look, it says under here, it says plus 1. So that this hoplite is worth 2.
Okay.
If it was down here, the hoplite would be worth 3. So I have 3 plus 3 on the card. And I don't have any blessings that give any additional stuff.
So I have 3.
Do you know the Muppets?
No, Jenny, go.
The Muppets game? The Muppets treasure or something?
No.
So I have 3 plus my 4.
We'll talk after this.
So I have 7.
You have 3 plus 4 is 7, and I have 6, so you win. My guy is killed.
2 of my guys die.
2 of your guys die. Now, if all 3 of your guys would have died, then we would have both killed ourselves, but I would have remained in control because you didn't have any guys there to take control. Put a guy there.
This is why I'm putting.
No, not a guy. This thing.
Oh.
See why wording is important? You can't say blanks or this, those.
I wanted to say that so that way you didn't know what I was doing.
That's future Nick's problems.
Your turn.
Future Aaron definitely hates present Aaron.
Yep.
Right. I'm with you, Prosden. We backed so much stuff last year. We haven't
really backed anything this year.
We haven't backed it. There's a couple things I want to back, but I don't. Everything's coming with like these 18-month turnarounds now.
Or they're like, here's $150 and you'll get it 20 months from now.
Yeah, and it sucks because they come like this would have been really awesome to back because I could have got all the extra stuff that comes with it. And now I might miss out on it.
Somebody else sell it or have it at the board game auction.
Maybe. We got lucky that with that one instance of there being the Rising Sun stuff.
I'm not too worried about it. But I'm weary about backing more stuff because we're talking about possibly building a house and buying a new house in the next 2 or 3 years. But if we keep backing stuff, we're going to hit that limit where you can't change your address and then your shit just gets lost.
Oh, she's right. You can't change your address, which seems stupid.
Once the stuff is closed, it's closed.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
That's right, because you beat me in that battle.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually writing something about Kickstarter now. I'm pretty excited. So I gotta stop thinking, like, keep thinking and it's annoying. Yeah, your address is never permanent either. I could always just send them to my mom's house, but they don't.
Alright.
I'll never get them, but she'll mail them to me eventually.
So I get to move my leadership. Oh, I can't do that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. So with leadership, I'm gonna move 2 guys. I'm gonna move 1, 2. Actually, leave this guy in there. So that's 1. And now I'm gonna leave my hero where he is.
That would be cool, especially if you're excited for it.
I'm gonna take the march action and remove all those guys there. And that's the end of my turn. Oh, no. I'm gonna use my Owl of Athena.
Do you have to discard one?
Okay.
What up, Scotty? Yeah, that's the problem with the rulebook. There's never anything additional. It's very just, this is what you do. Well, what happens if this happens? And there's nothing extra.
That's kind of been a problem that we've had with the whole book. It doesn't say anything, but I could have sworn I read that somewhere. But there are also some stipulations in other places. For example, in the rulebook, the rulebook is not the best for this game, but it is amazing. I do love it.
Reminds me of the Champions of Midgard rulebook.
Yes. Well, it turns out we had version 2 and not version 3 of the Champions of Midgard book, or maybe we had versions 1 and not version 2, but we were only had half the rulebook. It was kind of funny. But for example, we couldn't figure out where in the rules it says that they have a combat card limit. And I still don't know if we ever found it. We did find it on a blessing card that said that you could have 6 instead of 4 for your combat card limit.
So I just upgraded my leadership upgrade to Athena, so I can move 4. So I'm moving all 4 here.
Wait, why are you moving them?
Because I want to move them. I have a plan, don't you worry.
Is it going to pan out on this turn? Because if it's not, I'm going to beat you on my next turn.
You were going to beat me anyways.
So you're just going to let me win?
I have something I want to do.
Okay, do your thing.
Oh, are you going to move all these guys into my area?
Yes, and fight you.
You dick. No.
And that's the last area I need control of to control 3 lands.
Oh, I hate your fine. I'm moving this.
Also,
guy
welcome,
here.
Scotty. Scotty O's. Seems like a strange place to put it.
I think they need to have like a little section under combat itself.
And you know what? It might have been in there. There was also some ambiguity on whether you could only have 4 after you draw your additional cards, but I had assumed that the cards you draw when you go hunt is in addition to whatever cards you had in your hand, but at the end of the hunt you had to discard back down to 4, which is what I think it says somewhere in here.
I can't really hunt. Hold on.
Actually, I don't think it does say it in the hunt.
Let me see. Okay, well, it's not gonna work out either. Anyways, I'm gonna build a monument because I can't do anything else. But before I do that, I'm gonna do something I've done, so I'm gonna prepare.
Found it. I found the rule. It is under. It's under the battle in the red section, the third little paragraph that says combat card limit. No player can hold more than 4 combat cards in their hand during the game. A player may draw additional combat cards, but then must immediately discard so that they hold no more than 4 cards. This limit does not apply during a hunt, however. Once a hunt is over, the player must immediately reduce the number of cards that he or she holds to 4. But they stuck it under battle. I feel like since this is a part of your character's hand, your character should have a little blurb on that up here.
I only have 2.
I don't know. It's in the book.
I only have 2 now. I do.
Oopsies. Gross.
And now I'm going. We're building a monument. Don't touch me with that spitty hand.
Ew. Is it still your turn? What are you doing? You're building a monument?
Yep. We're gonna finish Zeus.
Do I have a sound clip for this?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Not what I thought it was. Fine, we'll just put it on there. But look at this. Oh my God, it's so awesome! Da 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 da.
All right. Let's roll
Nope.
for the Minotaur.
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 I am only calling it that. It is from now on called a Minotaur.
He moves 1.
Okay, doesn't hurt me.
Doesn't matter. He takes up space. Cyclops. Nothing. Sphinx. He moves. Where's the Sphinx? See, where is he? Oh, this is him?
Yes. What's he do?
He's just moving.
Any movement in that region too?
Yes. He doesn't do anything, but he takes up your space. How about Hydra? Hydra moves too. Hydra's down there. Yeah. Thistly. That's fine. And then Cerberus. Nothing. Damn it,
That was an exciting one.
suck. Alright. So now this can get out. No, it's okay.
Does recruiting? No. It was the recruiting one was the one that I was wrong about. I can't recruit into a land. I don't know if I can do this. I think I can. Because of how battling works.
What are you trying to do?
Shh.
You shush me.
Yes.
You shush me.
I don't know if it works this way, as I feel like there's so many stipulations on things. Is Scotty still here? Scotty O's. I have a question.
He gone.
He's gone.
What question?
It's fine. Can I... So if I did all of my normal stuff, I move guys around the board, and then instead of trying to march here to here and fighting everybody there, if I took the prepare action, with my ability, I can move Perseus anywhere on the board. I can move Perseus up here, then recruit my one guy in here, which causes a battle, and then we battle with cards.
That's right on. Seems legit-ish.
I believe so.
Seems legit.
I mean, I don't know if that's what I want to do, but I could win the game I could win that game that way, but I'd have to be able to beat her in battle. First, okay, I'm gonna use my artifact.
Go lay down. Go on.
Discard that one. Ooh,
You too.
just realized I
Yes,
have
you're cute.
too many cards.
Cheater. Okay, you smell bad. You look bad.
Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna move my hero here. I'm gonna play that Chimera's Fire and the Owl Thou. So I get to kill one hoplite in the region. Boom. Why are these two guys laying down on the job?
They died.
Then I'm gonna move this guy here.
Now you have the battle.
Yes. And the first thing, so then you get to play a card first. The battle ensues. What does that say?
Leadership is greater than the enemy hero's leadership. Add 2 to your army
Add
strength.
2 to your army strength.
So my army strength is 7.
I'm gonna play 0. No. Oh, total right now?
Yes.
So you, so it's 2 plus that is 4. Where are you getting army strength of 7? You don't get to add that.
Oh,
It says if it's greater, you add 2 to your army strength.
But it is greater than yours.
But you only get to add 2 because it's greater. It says if it's greater, then add 2 to your army strength.
So if my army strength is 5.
No, that's just strength.
Oh, that's dumb. Okay,
Strength
so
and army
so
strength
it's
are 2
6.
different things. So it's 2 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're at 9 right
Okay,
now.
Whatever.
I'm at 0. I played 0, and I'm currently at 1. However, this card says move any number of hoplites to a region where you are where a battle is taking place from a neighboring region. So I get to move all these hoplites over. And that would have moved that guy, so he'd come too. It's part of my hoplite movement. So now you get to play another card or pass.
I'm gonna pass. I don't care that much.
Just try to...
I don't
Come
have
on.
anything that's gonna help me. All of it's gonna actually hurt me more than help me. So I'm going
You
to
only
pass.
need to have one guy left there.
everything is going to hurt me more than it's going to help me.
Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, Rugru. 8 to her 9.
Fine, here.
So, for every 2 hoplites in this battle, add 1 to your strength. All hoplites?
For every 2, you
For every 2 hoplites? It doesn't say your hoplites.
Yep.
So that's 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you get to add 6, so you're at 7, 15. Holy shit. What was I at? 8? So now I'm at 12. Does your other one have a... No, it doesn't.
So
Add your hero's
4.
leadership value to your army strength.
So it's 19.
So now she's at 19, 20, because you have
Right.
1. I might have just lost this. Oh, wait. If you have more hoplites in this battle than your enemy, immediately kill 1 hoplite. I can't kill him, he's defending. The
19.
the hoplite defending the city that's fortified always dies last. There's something about controlling a region to prepare. Oh, that makes sense. You know what? You're right. I think that is in the rule book on that. So I wouldn't have been able to do that move, because then it wouldn't have been able to recruit there. I knew that felt wrong. So wait, what am I at now? You're at 20. I'm at
You
1,
took one
2,
away,
3,
so I'm
4,
at
5,
19.
6, 7, 8. 12. 16.
I'm at 19. You took one away.
Yep. Are you gonna play your last card? If you are the
23.
attacking, oh, so that doesn't do anything.
Just 23.
Oh, but it's going to kill your guy. You can't play it because you don't have enough
Oh,
guys.
Well, then there, I'm done.
So you're at 20, and I'm at, what did we say I was at? 16?
I'm at 19.
Oh no. You're at 19? I think I'm at 19 as well. What happens in a tie?
We all die and retreat.
What happens in a tie? Oh my god. I feel the same, Rugru. Players, losers and winners alike, we kill as many hoplites among those with casualty symbols. If any players have equal army strength, the defending player wins.
Get your fuckers off my land!
Well, you know, my guys just retreat, and I lose 3 of them.
I only lose 2.
And my guys retreat to here.
But I lose 2, babe.
Go red.
But I still haven't taken my bottom row action.
Take your bottom row.
I'm gonna usurp. Which takes control of it anyways. Which means that this guy gets pushed back.
Don't you have 3 taken over now?
I do.
You win!
I think I won. I think we played it right. The game really starts to loosen around the hinges. It doesn't fall apart, but it definitely starts to get into this weird, gray, questionable world around hunting, which is not quite as gray. It's still pretty black and white.
Yeah.
But this battling stuff it really, a lot of questions come up, and it's like, I think we're doing this right? I have it all, right? I'm not missing something? There's nothing hiding? It's me. I win. Blue, gray, green.
Don't come near me! Don't come near me!
Hot